I'm getting ready to head outside in the rain, and I'm not looking forward to it. I don't like being wet, and although you may be wondering what the heck I'm doing hiking the Appalachian Trail if I don't like being wet, and the truth is that I'm willing to be uncomfortable. There's a lot to see on the trail, there's a lot to experience, and if I have to be wet, well, then so be it. But I want to be as prepared as possible, and although I've done a lot of backpacking and have certainly had my share of rain, I have not been completely drenched for days. And so the Kakwa pack, which is what I have, the Durston 55 liter, the fabric is waterproof, but it is not seam sealed. And although I know that was done purposefully so that the water will drain out of the pack, I am concerned that it's going to pool in different areas. And in doing some research and being on some of the forums, there was a recommendation to use this. I'm not going to seal all the seams, but I am going to seal some of the areas that the water may pool, and hopefully keep the water out of my pack as much as I can. Obviously, it's going to get wet, and so I have a pack liner that I'm using. I'm not using a pack cover, but yeah, that's what I'm testing out today in the pouring rain. Fun. So I'm out just on the dirt road in my backyard, testing out the waterproof fabric of the Kakwa, and as you can see, the road is full of potholes, but it's raining. It's not pouring, but it is raining, and I'll be out here for about an hour. We'll see how it goes. Definitely wet outside. So I don't know if you can see this or not, but the rain has turned to snow, and so this is actually a great gear check hike to see how my gear will do wet and freezing. Snow is really coming down now. I'm glad I layered up. I'm still warm. I'm using Smart Wool glove liners for my hands and a Smart Wool 250 mid-layer under my Montbell raincoat, which I love. I really love this. I did have a Marmot pre-clip, I think that's what it was, and after like 3 years of hiking, it just I needed to either treat it or replace it, and the lining was starting to crumble on the inside, so I chose to replace it with a Montbell. And I really like this jacket. It's lightweight, and so I can move in it. Doesn't feel cumbersome under my pack, but it'll be a nice test today to see if I'm dry underneath. So this hike turned out great to be a test. As you can see, I'm soaked. My hands are kind of frozen. So I'm going to take everything off, get dry, and then I'll report. So I'm all warmed up, and this was a great experience because even though I have thousands of miles of hiking and backpacking experience with my gear, the rain to sleet to snow, the sub-freezing temps was an experience that really tested my gear. And so I will be making some replacements. One replacement is my rain jacket. The Montbell jacket has been great for me, but it's soaked through in a couple of spots. And so it's 3 years old, probably time to treat it, but I will be ordering some Frog Togs. It just makes sense. Cheap rain gear, and I know it'll be keep me completely covered.
I do have a Light Heart Gear rain skirt that I used on the Colorado Trail. It was really helpful because it also protected me from the sun. I wore it kind of to protect my legs. But I will leave that home and I will take a full Frog Tog rain suit with me on the AT. The other thing that failed was the Six Moons Design pack liner. I have one of those Neofume, I guess, pack liners, but I just hadn't used it because I had the Six Moons Design. I do like that it's a roll top and it really helps me compress all my gear, but the gear on the inside got wet, and so that is going out the window, and I'm just going to use the cheap $5 plastic liner. The other thing that soaked through was this Osprey 3-liter little bag. I thought it probably would. It's old, it's very old, but it keeps my first aid and also my electronics. So I'm going to keep the bag. I use it to clip on my hammock ridgeline so that I have things pretty easily accessible at night should I want to grab something, like my headlamp, things like that. But I will put my electronics in a Ziploc bag just to keep them from getting wet. And I think that's it. Oh, that's what I learned. The Durston pack, although the material is waterproof, as I said before, the seams aren't sealed, and so water got in. But because the seams aren't sealed, water will get out, and that's important too. I will seam seal some of the top seams just to keep minimal amount of water coming in. I haven't done that yet, but that's on my task list. That seems to be growing day by day. So there's a rundown. Test complete.